Gray is here.
I am.
On the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome to it. Great to have you with us. I am Patrick of Helena, son of Joseph. And we have traffic and weather together every 8 minutes on the 7s all morning long. Get you there in one piece and on time. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody does 8 minutes on the 7s. You know, a lot of times you'll hear 10 minutes on the 1s or whatever. That's far too long, okay? I don't want to wait 10 minutes for my traffic report and weather together.
Imposter stations out there.
Yeah, thank you.
We want to get you there safe.
There's
and on time.
Legendary station in this city that does them every 10 minutes, I think, on the ones. You're waiting way too long there, okay? Way too long. So we do 8 minutes on the 7s, and we're dang proud of it. Yesterday, the big arraignment happened. And how about the violence? Oh, my gosh. The violence they warned us about in New York as the Trump supporters, the MAGA Republicans, were going to descend on New York and tear it asunder. And it was going to be another insurrection, this time just not at the Capitol building, but at our biggest American city. And it was going to be left in ruins. That, we'd just look back and say, wow, remember what New York used to look like? And then the MAGA Republicans got a hold of it and tore it asunder. Damn it. Used to be a beautiful city. Not anymore.
Do we have pictures of it? Is there any photographs of the damage in New York?
There are none because there was no violence.
I think the most violent person was that loudmouth that we've come to know and love, Jamal Bowman. Who, he was the guy who shouted down Congressman Massey in the Capitol. And he was out there shouting at Marjorie Taylor Greene. Dude, I've honestly, I don't think he can speak. I think he just walks around yelling at everyone. So that's about as bad as I saw it yesterday.
Yeah. The violence that they were hoping for from the right just did not materialize.
Yeah.
They wanted it. They wanted it.
Did.
They were hoping for it. They were predicting it.
There's Trump showing up, walking into the courtroom.
He does not look happy. He's not a happy camper there. No, there's not a single smile on his face. They get 3 seconds worth of him walking into the room. And, man, they wanted to make a big deal out of this, and he just wouldn't participate. He just didn't help them. So, good for him. He went in, did his business, left, went back to Florida.
I thought he's not in jail?
No, he's not
thrown in jail. He's
no.
He's not incarcerated?
No, he's not incarcerated.
They didn't send him off to Rikers?
No, they didn't.
Okay.
Next hearing is in December. I mean, this thing's going to go on forever.
December. Yeah, and they want the trial in January, which is right when the campaign heats up, of
the
course.
Primaries,
Yeah, jeez.
I mean, this thing is so dirty.
Although that's free publicity. I mean, right in the primaries.
It is.
I don't know that he needs that, though.
And most people are predicting that this basically guarantees he wins the nomination. And it's probably true.
Yeah, I know.
It's probably true. I mean, this is going to galvanize his supporters.
It certainly solidifies that base of his. There's no doubt about that.
Bet it
no
does.
doubt about it.
I mean, they're pissed. I'm pissed. And,
I know.
I'm not the biggest Trump supporter. I liked his presidency. I thought he did some great things. There are other people who can do the job, I think, right now without the baggage he has. But I'm pissed about it.
I know.
And it's a travesty, and it's a banana republic at this point. This is not what Americans do to their former presidents. And, it's to the point where they still, even after the arraignment, it's still fuzzy what crime he committed that supposedly caused all the cover-up and the business fraud.
Oh, yeah. You mean Alvin Bragg wasn't clear yesterday?
No, he was not.
Oh, are you sure? Check this out.
I'm wondering if you can specify what laws were also broken.
Yeah, specify.
There we go.
So let me say as an initial matter that the indictment doesn't specify that because the law does not so require. In my remarks, I mentioned a couple of laws, which I will highlight again now.
Okay.
The first is New York State election law,
Listen to this.
which makes it a crime to conspire to promote a candidacy by unlawful means. I further indicated a number of unlawful means, including more additional false statements, including statements that were planned to be made to tax authorities. I also noted the federal election law on contribution limits.
Hold on, I'm writing this down. Hang on. I want to get this right. Authorities. Okay. Statements that were planned to be made to tax authorities. In other words, you were just planning on committing a crime by lying to tax authorities. We're not saying you did. You were planning to. And this guy's out of control. This is brutal.
Asinine. You know, I think what he's alluding to there is that it's possible that rather than looking like a reimbursement to Cohen, they gave him extra income, like $130,000 extra income, which caused him to pay more in taxes. And that's a problem. So he paid too much in federal tax.
They hate that.
And they hate that.
They hate it.
They can't abide it. And they can't abide it. And there's your crime right there. I mean,
the biggest crime.
It's bizarre.
The biggest crime is that he's Donald Trump.
That is the biggest.
That's the biggest crime.
You're right. That's really the only crime, I think.
And that's exactly what Jonathan Turley said, Jeffy.
Yeah.
This line is let's see. The Bragg prosecution is the denial of the core legal principle of blind justice. This expensive, drawn-out effort would not have occurred for anyone other than Donald Trump. It is not just selective prosecution. It is exclusive prosecution for Trump and Trump alone. Jonathan Turley.
Nicely put. Or like Jeffy said, it's because he's Donald Trump.
I appreciate Jonathan quoting me.
But it took a lot longer to get to the same point.
He sure did.
I mean, come on. No, this Alvin Bragg guy, Brandon Morse on Twitter reminded us that he was the one who once charged an immigrant bodega owner with murder after he used self-defense against an attacker. Remember that?
Yes,
they
that
just
was
charged,
recent, wasn't it?
Well, yeah,
Like last year.
and they had such outrage that they let him go.
Yeah.
he was at Rikers for like 6 days. They just had another security guard that they've charged for self-defense. The security guard was fighting a guy who was he was looking to break into cars.
Yep.
And the security guy said, "Hey, what are you doing?" And the guy was carrying a bag, reached into his bag, pulled out a gun. The security guy wrestles with them, gets shot twice, gets the gun, shoots the guy. They're both alive and they're both charged.
Yeah.
My gosh.
But I think they let that one go. I think yesterday. Yesterday, I think they let the security guy. But you're right. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is such a sick town. And he's the perfect DA for it. But I don't know, man. This is another Turley thing here. I'm sure Jeffy could say it much shorter than this. Democrats not only will ignore the affront to the integrity of our legal system, but celebrate its demise.
So you can quote me on that. Mm-hmm. I mean,
okay, sum that up. Make it tighter, though.
Okay. You can quote me on that.
No. Democrats hate America. Democrats hate our system of justice. I think is the same thing there.
And he faces 136 years in prison. So if he did all that time, he'd be 212 years old when he got out. 212.
And still eligible for president.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Yes. And probably sharper than the current resident of the White House.
Oh, yeah, that's a fact.
Jeez.
It's just, what a dark day for this country.
Bragg said, it's not about just one payment. It is 34 business records, 34 false statements and business records. They were concealing criminal conduct. What criminal conduct? And again, that's still nebulous. We don't know.
Yeah.
Are you alleging that he used campaign finance funds? Are you alleging that what? This is all about the cover-up and not the actual crime, because there is no actual crime. You can pay people to be quiet. You can. It's legal.
How'd that work out for him?
Not very well. Not very well. You shouldn't pay people to keep quiet because they never do. But
nobody does anything about it. That's for sure.
I know.
Yeah, I know. And what was this yesterday? I haven't had a chance to really look into this. An appeals court ordered Stormy Daniels to pay Trump $122,000 in legal fees hours after his arraignment.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
okay.
This is fun.
So you have Stormy Daniels and Karen McDougal. We know about both of them, and they were both supposedly paid to keep quiet. And yet, how do we know about both of them and their affairs? I mean, McDougal apparently got $150,000. I don't know why she got more than Stormy Daniels. But
yeah, you do.
Then there's some issue about a child now, supposedly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that there's a child out of wedlock. I don't know with whom.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but
I thought we were talking about Trump, not talking about Hunter.
No, right. We're talking about Trump because you don't talk about Hunter.
Oh, okay.
Don't talk about that.
Yeah, there's a school of thought out there, and
Right.
I love it, that says, today you should indict Hunter Biden. Let's go. You want to do it this way? Is this how we're going to do it?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Right.
You got a lot more on him, I tell you that.
Oh my! We've got video evidence of his crimes. You see him doing coke, doing blow off the stomachs of hookers in hotel rooms. Come on.
Wait, that's a crime?
Well, if you're doing coke, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Like if you were snorting sugar off of the stomach of a hooker.
Which you could say.
I don't know if they'd prosecute you for that. Although prostitution is in fact illegal, it's rarely prosecuted. However, there's other crimes too, like getting money from the Chinese Communist Party, and businesses in China that are run by the Chinese Communist Party. So then you got the big guy who's in the White House, who's tainted with all manner of criminal issues and conduct, and yet they won't even look into that. They won't even consider that because Donald Trump paid off a hooker or a stripper, whatever she is, porn star. Jeez. Yeah, you don't want to call a porn star a hooker because the porn star just gets paid to have sex, whereas the hooker is paid to have sex. Right? So it's completely different.
I mean, when you say it like that.
It's completely different.
Completely different.
You know the difference. Don't be funny.
Right, because one is paid.
Correct.
And the other is paid.
Correct.
Yeah, so okay. So I do have the difference now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, even after the arraignment yesterday, we don't know the specific crime that was committed.
I don't even know why the judge. I mean, I know why, but I mean, I don't even know why the judge just didn't say this is ridiculous.
Yeah, throw
Get
it out.
What are we doing here?
Throw it out immediately. But of course, they've got somebody friendly to the Bidens.
Oh yeah, I mean,
somebody on the left.
His daughter worked for Kamala.
Yes, right. And Donald Trump Jr. apparently posted a picture of the daughter, and so now that's.
Oh, no.
Of course, more criminal activity.
A photograph from the internet?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think that Manhattan was just a microcosm of this being George Soros' America. I mean, you also had the election to the Supreme Court of the far leftist yesterday in Wisconsin.
Right.
So that's so abortion is going to be their first order of business there. And then
she ran on
election laws. I mean, Senator Johnson up there, who got back in by the skin of his teeth. The next election cycle, all of those close ones will probably go to Democrats now because that tilts the court. So it's going to be it wasn't a good day. I'll say that.
No, it was not. Great article, great story in the Babylon Bee. Donald Trump's campaign fundraising is breaking records thanks to a lavish fundraiser hosted by Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg and the Democrat Party.
I love it.
Sources say that as Trump arrived at a New York courthouse for the fundraiser this morning, his campaign raised millions from energized citizens eager to support the only presidential candidate indicted by a Soros-funded DA. This is from one of the Trump voters, Bubba Gruggs, who said, at this point, if someone hasn't been indicted by a corrupt Soros DA, can you even trust that person?
That's awesome.
I think I saw
really
Bubba
funny.
yesterday in Manhattan.
Did you see him?
Yeah, I saw a picture. They showed one guy with his red, white, and blue overalls on and his MAGA hat.
And no shirt, right?
And no shirt, and his Trump sign.
That was Bubba Gruggs.
I think that was Bubba's.
I think so. I think you're right. Got some news for you. This Thursday, so that's like, I don't know, tomorrow, some people would say, tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Time, I'm going to be hosting an off-the-record private Q&A.
Oh, this is live.
This is tomorrow live and exclusively for Blaze TV subscribers. It's your chance to chat with me about anything and everything that's on your mind. I'm under obligation. I think it's by penalty of law that I must answer every single question.
Are you accepting questions from anyone?
Yeah, from anybody. Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, may little Jeffy Fisher ask a question,
Also,
do you think?
I might have one come in.
We won't have any big tech censors looking over our shoulders, so no topic is off limits. If you're not a Blaze TV subscriber, go to blazetv.com/off-the-record and sign up today so you can join the conversation. Use the promo code OFF-THE-RECORD. The other Blaze TV hosts and I are going to be doing these live chats on a regular basis. So if you want to have a direct line to me and the rest of the crew, be sure to sign up right now. Again, live chat takes place tomorrow morning, 10 Central. That's 11 Eastern. It would be 9 Mountain and 8 Pacific. Okay? Head over to blazetv.com/off-the-record to subscribe today so you can join us. I was supposed to do one of these a couple months ago and got canceled because I
think Glenn was out or something.
Gold bricking in the hospital, I think, at one point.
No, you missed
First
two
it was
of them,
Glenn, and then I was supposed to do it on another occasion, and I was in the hospispittal.
Third time's a charm.
Third time, hopefully. Hopefully,
here we go.
I'll actually be here tomorrow.
Here we go.
And be able to do it. All right, so let's go to Stacy in Florida. Hey, Stacy.
Stacy, line 1.
Yeah, there's so many Stacys that are on the phone right now. It's hard to find the right one. Hey, Stacy.
Good morning.
Morning.
Bingo.
No, all right.
That's nice.
Wow, I didn't even realize we did that.
I didn't either.
Where did your bingo happen? I'm really interested.
Across the top row.
Okay. All right. So Jeffy must have just said something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He opened his mouth and got one of the blanks open there, and the first one is the John Fetterman. No.
Okay. Right.
And the second one is let me get my glasses on here.
President Brain Dead.
President Brain Dead.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one is Posse Comitatus.
Right.
And the third one is Jeffy. You can quote me on that.
Right.
And the last one is KJP. The president is our best communicator.
Nicely done.
All right, awesome.
All right, did we get all your information so you can get your fabulous prize?
Yes, and
Okay.
I would like to say to you,
Mm-hmm.
As a type 1 diabetic, at age 10, my parents told me, and the doctor said that I would most likely be dead before I made it to age 40.
Oh my gosh!
And my parents worried on my life.
Yeah.
But I'm still here, and I'm at age 56.
Awesome. That's awesome. That's great.
Please don't give up.
Yeah.
It can be done.
Mm-hmm.
And that sensor that you have on your arm
Mm-hmm.
is the most wonderful advantage and tool we have today.
That's for sure. Now, you've been doing this since you were 10, so you had to prick your finger for a long time, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I used to have to pee in a cup and
test it with
urine.
the strips. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So that's the only thing I had, and looking at carbs on the side of on your food now did not used to exist either.
Oh, right.
So we did not know how many carbs per serving you used to have.
So amazingly, science actually evolved and changed, and the doctor was wrong because science changed.
Mm-hmm. Huh.
Yeah. And people thought it was such a waste of time to put carbs and nutritional values on the side. There was such a huge uproar and thought it was a waste of time. But for people like us,
it's
knowing
critical.
that what you got, it is very critical
Yeah.
to controlling and managing our diet.
Sure is.
So you hang in there and don't ever, ever, ever give up. And I'll see you tomorrow on your little
the little chat. Okay.
Thing. Yes.
All right. Thanks,
I'll see
Stacy.
you there.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much for the bingo.
And we're
Awesome.
glad you're still
Thank you.
around.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
It is frustrating, though. It's frustrating to have to dose yourself 4 times a day, with the insulin and go through that whole process. And
I'm already dosing myself 4 times a day.
Yeah, with something else, just not with insulin. Yeah. And the diet thing, I'm kind of used to it now, not doing the ice cream and all the food I used to
struggle.
eat. But it's frustrating and irritating. But she's right. There's so many advantages to having it now as opposed to 30 years ago or 50 years ago. The technological advances are incredible. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. I'm guessing on Off the Record tomorrow we're going to have plenty of diabetic advice. Wouldn't be my guess. People love to help.
Well, they do.
Like with my back problem, they've always been helpful on that. They've always, given me suggestions. And in fact, thank you to. I got to find the names of the people who sent me this again because this is because really
you can tell he's using it.
Well, I am, but somebody removed it. Steve Dace, I think, used the room yesterday and probably put that aside because he doesn't know how comfortable it is and doesn't have lower back problems, perhaps. But thank you to them. I got to find their names again so we can thank them properly. Earlier this week, OPEC, led by Saudi Arabia, cut oil production by 1 million barrels a day. We mentioned that. Oil prices soared on the news, of course, and so it's going to be great because within the next few days and next couple of weeks, they expect gas prices to hit $4 a gallon again.
It's already shooting up every day.
Unbelievable.
I see it every day passing the petrol stations. Prices going up.
Yep. RFK Jr. took to Twitter to post this.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys are going to agree with all of this. I certainly do. But you think of how much we have put into the world and not necessarily been a force for good every time. So he laid out, after the Saudis.
Let me just get
oil.
my wife's.
Oh yeah, get your spectacles on.
My wife's spectacles.
Oh, that's
here.
good. That's good
because I know they look fabulous. The collapse of U.S. influence over Saudi Arabia and the kingdom's new alliances with China and Iran are painful emblems of the abject failure of the neocon strategy of maintaining U.S. global hegemony with aggressive projections of military power. Wait a minute, neocons? Are you calling the Biden administration neocons?
Oh.
China has displaced the American empire by deftly projecting, instead, economic power. Over the past decade, our country has spent trillions bombing roads, ports, bridges, and airports. China spent the equivalent building the same across the developing world.
Wow.
That's a
hurts.
good point. That's a good
hurts.
point.
Yeah.
The Ukraine war is the final collapse of the neocon short-lived American century. The neocon projects in Iraq and Ukraine have cost $8.1 trillion, hollowed out our middle class, made a laughingstock of U.S. military power and moral authority, pushed China and Russia into an invincible alliance, destroyed the dollar as the global currency, cost millions of lives, and done nothing to advance democracy or win friendships or influence.
And to your point, that's the only thing I took issue with when I responded was, okay, it's not just the neocons, it's every corner of our government has participated in what he laid out there.
The Biden administration has done all that, and they're not neocons. It's just stupid.
The good news is...
But he makes good points.
Yes, he does. And the good news is we can add to that 8.1 or 2 trillion because they
just did it again.
Did another 2.6 billion to Ukraine yesterday.
2.6 billion.
So that's good news, right? I mean,
that's really
we're
good news. Really good news because it had been days
and again
since our last donation to Ukraine.
We've got a list of all the stuff, and it's all this military equipment. I don't know which story it is there to your left, Pat, but it's one of those that just lists it, and it's just like, if this isn't going through Congress as an expenditure through the process that it's supposed to go, we're literally, right, just opening up the prize closet of our military and sending it on to Ukraine?
Sure seems that way.
This is a depletion of our military resources by design. It's not about stopping Putin. It's not about helping buttress the defenses of a democracy of the West. It's all about just draining our own military, and my gosh, they're doing a great job.
And I don't want to pay $4 a gallon for gas, but if this person in charge of this country opens up more of our strategic reserve,
oh Lord,
to try to save our gas prices, I'm going to be unhappy.
You're going to be unhappy?
Unhappy.
Nobody wants
I
to
might
see
write
that.
a strongly worded letter.
Oh, wow.
Maybe.
Wow. Jeez. Calm down. Calm down, Jeffy. We don't want you to do anything
I might just
rash.
write a long tweet with the word neocon in it.
All right. There you go.
Multiple times.
So we're providing more ammunition for U.S.-provided HIMARS, air defense interceptors, and artillery rounds that Ukraine is using to defend itself, as well as anti-armor systems, small arms, heavy equipment, transport vehicles, maintenance support essential to strengthening Ukraine's defenders on the battlefield, valued at up to $500 million.
I swear.
And the whole package is $2.6 billion. The capabilities in this package include additional munitions for Patriot air defense systems, which we don't have enough of ourselves.
Right.
Additional ammunition for high mobility. This is the HIMARS, the high mobility artillery rocket systems. 155 millimeter and 105 millimeter artillery rounds. 120 millimeter mortar rounds. 120 millimeter and 105 millimeter tank ammo. 25 millimeter ammunition. Tube launched, optically tracked, wire guided missiles. The TOW missiles.
I love those.
They're great.
The wire guide,
Yeah.
Approximately 400 grenade launchers and 200,000 rounds of ammunition, 11 tactical vehicles to recover equipment, 61 heavy fuel tankers, 10 trucks and trailers to transport heavy equipment, testing and diagnostic equipment, spare parts. Not all of them are square.
Gotta get the Mrs.'s glasses back on.
Some of them are
round?
square,
okay.
but some are round. Yeah, so spare parts and other field equipment. Geez, I mean, there's a list.
It goes on and on and on.
30 of more things.
It's a good thing that our nation just kind of flies below the radar around the world, right? I mean, there's never a target on our back, so we don't need any of this stuff.
We don't need any of this.
I don't even know why we had it in the first place.
We got a glut of military equipment we just don't need.
We're not even at war with anyone.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
What, are you kidding me?
Right.
What's the problem?
And there'd never be a time when we'd have to conduct a war, or maybe even on multiple fronts, because that would never happen to our country.
Another good piece of news that I noticed you failed to recognize that we only gave another $2.6 billion.
Right.
But Finland is now part of NATO. I'm sure they're going to dump all kinds of cash into Ukraine.
So we expanded the NATO
will.
conference, and now we've got the powerhouse of
Finland.
So
you don't even worry about
that's
it.
why we're dumping all this stuff.
With the Finlanders.
I know.
Don't mess with them. Or the Finlandians. Or
right?
whatever they are. Yeah. You know, they invented the ski shooting thing where they ski down the slope and shoot at Russians.
Well,
and whoever else is invading their country.
Okay.
They perfected that art.
what's good about it to me is that it's just another NATO country on the Russian border, so nothing could go wrong with that.
No, they like that. What?
And I love it because that means that if Russia ever invades Finland, we're duty bound and treaty bound now to send troops.
Yeah, but they don't have like a history of doing that to Finland.
Would never
so
happen.
It's not like what are the chances there?
Remote. They're pretty remote.
Yeah.
What does this world look like 1 year from now? 3 years from now?
I don't even want to guess.
5 years from now? Do we make it?
I really don't want to.
2024 is right around, like literally next year, and it feels like it is so far out there. Like, are we going to get there?
So much could happen.
Oh.
I know.
All right, more coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, time to chew the fat with Jeffy.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna chew the fat here. Sorry, we're having a conversation here.
outside of chewing.
Oh, look at that! The primate's back. As is a monkey.
Building toward that fabulous crescendo that we all love so much.
Yeah, look at that picture. I need a haircut.
You know, the interesting thing about this is it was part of a car commercial a while ago.
Up. Is that a real thing?
Yeah, it's a
Really?
thing. Yeah,
I've never heard that.
Really
no
happened.
one's
They stole it right from this show.
They sure did.
No one pointed that out
Actually,
ever.
they did.
I know, it's weird.
Very frustrating. Nobody noticed, though. When
No,
they
that's
still, with
right.
The
That's
television
why I had to
commercial
point it out
still.
just now. All right. And it's time for Chewing
All
the
right.
Fat with
News
Jeffy.
that broke yesterday, other than Donald J. Trump. Julia Wendell, 21, the Polish woman who became an internet sensation when she claimed she was Madeline McCain. The Madeline vanished during the family holiday in Portugal back in 2007, and when she was 3, which would make her around 19 now.
Do we have the DNA now?
2 years younger than Wendell is, but never mind. And she even showed up on Dr. Phil, where she started saying she was Madeline last year. Didn't provide any proof, though. Her parents said she fabricated it. Well, the DNA results are back.
And?
She is not Madeline.
Oh, wow.
I know. I know.
I was really hoping she was.
Were you,
She's
though?
not. I was.
Were you?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, absolutely.
Weren't you? Wasn't everybody hoping she was Madeline?
Because then you know she's
Sure.
alive, Jeffy.
Right.
Sure.
Would have been a
She
happy
could still be
ending.
alive. We don't know that she's not alive now.
I know. That's true. But it would have been nice to have it, verified. Whatever.
Sure.
I don't follow.
Well, it's not her.
Okay.
It's not her, okay?
So
sucks.
move
Go
along.
back to being sad.
All right. Nothing to see here.
For
Move
Madeline.
along. I am. All right.
Wow.
You didn't even know about Madeline until this lady said she was her.
Well, yeah, I knew about it when it
course we
happened
did.
back in 2003 or whatever.
2007, and did you?
So, yeah. Yes.
Did ya?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
It was all over the place.
All right.
Did you not know about it?
I don't recall
Wow.
the
Seriously?
little girl missing in
Oh,
Portugal.
yeah, I do. I
Yeah,
do.
absolutely.
Big time, yeah.
That was a huge story.
Yeah, it was.
Was it?
Is it? Did ya?
NASA has announced 4 astronauts flying around the moon on the Artemis 2 space mission. Yay!
When? When's that happening?
November 2024?
What? No.
Yeah, that's when
Before that, isn't it?
No.
This is just flying around. These aren't the...
That's correct.
It's not
Chris-
even the landing on the moon?
That's
The
correct.
longer it
That's
takes
correct.
to get back up there, the more suspicious 1969 becomes.
So we have these 4, and one of them is a Canadian, Jeremy Hansen, and we have the Victor Glover becomes the first African American. He was the first African American on the ISS expedition crew. Then we have Christina Koch. She was the first ever all-woman spacewalk part of it. And Reed Weissman and the Canadian Jeremy Hansen. And I just want to say, congratulations to the diverse group of astronauts.
Yeah, why isn't there
representing
a trans person?
America and Canada. Well, we
there will
don't
be.
know.
Why don't we have a
By
trans
November of
astronaut?
2024, there
We
will
will.
be.
And I appreciate the Canadian riding along, but don't forget the moon you're flying around belongs to us. Okay? Us being the U.S., okay? And they said in this story specifically that it's slated for 2024
Okay.
at the earliest.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Well, we know what that means.
I know.
Means 2028 or
madness.
And eventually somebody's going to cancel it and we won't even do it.
Well, these people have to retire before they get to fly around the moon.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of astronauts, before I congratulate UConn on their national championship, the national anthem at the national championship was sung by Tracy Dyson, a NASA astronaut, former student athlete out of California. Not sure why they chose her, but I know it's a hard song to sing, but she was, she was fine. Never mind.
She was
I don't know
fine?
why I brought it up. She was fine.
She was fine?
She was.
Okay.
It was fine. It was. I don't know why they chose her. I guess just because it was Houston, and they had to have an astronaut. I mean, there's no other musicians from Houston that could have done the national anthem at the national championship game, or Texas for that matter.
No, there are. There's a lot of really good musicians from Houston.
Really?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, ZZ Top's from Houston. You could have had one of them sing it.
Right?
But if it had to be an astronaut, I mean, was she not good? Is that what it was?
She was
bad.
She's fine.
No,
it's fine.
All right,
it's fine.
It's
a hard song to sing.
It is. Yes, it is.
And so she did fine.
Okay.
I won't. I mean, the internet said it wasn't fine.
Oh, did it?
Okay,
that's a surprise. You mean somebody was harsh
a lot
online? No.
Right?
I don't think I've ever seen that before. Huh. What an unusual occurrence. Did you circle that day on your calendar?
I did, actually, yes.
Good.
So congratulations to UConn, the number 4 seed, winning the national championship. They took down to the San Diego State Aztecs, 76-59. They rolled through the tournament. They were, it was strong. At one point, they got close. I think San Diego State they got within 5. At like 5 minutes left in the game. Mm-hmm. And I felt because UConn had been struggling, and they looked up, and you could kind of feel UConn look up and go, wow, they're within 5. And then we're immediately back to up by 11 or 12. I mean, within like 30 seconds. It was like, no, we can't have that.
13 was their closest game. 13 points.
Right.
It's amazing.
I mean, they were
most of
awesome.
them were over 20. So they just stomped their way through the tournament.
Yes, they did. So it's the 5th national championship in program history from 1999, 2004, 2011, 2014, 5-0 in championship games. That win puts them past Kansas into a tie with Duke and Indiana for the 4th most rings in Division I. UCLA,
of course,
leads with 11, followed by Kentucky with 8, North Carolina with 6. No other team, though, has more than 3 titles since 1999, and all 5 of the Huskies' wins have come since that championship in '87 with Indiana and UCLA in '95.
How many
they've been strong.
national championships in basketball does the University of Nebraska have? Is that on that list there? Or
it cut off. Doesn't mention. Yeah,
it cut off.
They haven't even won a tournament game, have they?
The only Power 5 team to not even win an NCAA tournament game.
Oops.
Nebraska. All right.
BYU has how many championships in basketball?
I don't know the answer to that.
It cut off again, didn't it? We're running out of paper. And so
actually,
having to conserve.
if you include NIT, back in the 50s, I think they have 2. But, I mean...
Nebraska has one of those.
Modern day? None.
Yeah, no.
0. I mean, they've only made it to the Elite 8 once. That was 1981 with Danny Ainge.
Oh, yeah.
I heard of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The world's kind of familiar with Danny Ainge.
Mm-hmm. He was the only high school 3-sport All-American in history. So,
well, that's a good little fun fact.
Yeah, not a fun fact.
I like it.
Football, baseball, basketball. Kind of a talented athlete.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, he did okay.
A little bit. He did all right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he made a few dollars.
Yes, he did. Yeah. Continues to as well. He's like the president of the Jazz now or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, I hear his name every so often somewhere. I don't know what he's doing.
He did, as general manager of the Celtics, got them an NBA championship, too.
That's probably the last time I heard his name, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, congratulations to Danny Ainge.
Right. I don't even know how we... Yeah.
How did we get there?
It was also was because he won some championship.
Because he got BYU to the only Elite 8 they've ever made.
Drafted by the Toronto Blue Jays.
Make it to the championship.
Yeah, Toronto. Yeah, he actually... I mean, it's hard when you're playing 2 sports like that to really excel, especially in baseball, because you got to devote your life to baseball to be really super good in it. I mean, even Bo Jackson didn't hit, he hit 260 in his career or something. Deion Sanders probably around the same. So, anyway.
Tough. And it was also the last college basketball game Jim Nantz will announce. We don't have to play this clip because I have the other Jill Biden clip coming up. But Jim Nantz said goodbye, and he did his final sign-off. And he's retiring from college basketball to spend more time with his family. We'll see how long that lasts. Yeah. Well, maybe half a season.
He's only, 63, I think? He's not that old.
No, he's not. But, I mean, he's still, doing NFL.
Yeah, he's still doing football.
Probably
golf.
still golf, because we got the Masters coming up this week, so he'll be there. Tiger will be there too. It'd be fun to watch.
By the way, Pat sent me down a rabbit hole. Bo Jackson, 250. Lifetime batting average. Deion Sanders, 263.
All right.
Yeah. Pretty close.
Yeah. Said it was around 260, didn't I? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't
get off me.
Don't get testy with me. I was with you.
Yeah, it wasn't a challenge.
How many home runs for Bo?
For Bo, he had 141 home runs in a very limited career there.
Yeah. So what happens is you usually wind up, except for Deion went on to an extensive football career, but Bo had a shortened football career too.
Yeah.
So not a long baseball or football career, and I don't think he's in. Is he? He's not in the Hall of Fame.
Who,
right?
Bo Jackson?
Yeah. I mean, one of the greatest athletes of
all time.
All time.
I mean, for sure, he's in the College Hall of Fame. I mean, Auburn.
Yes.
Auburn probably has a statue 150 feet high.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, Bo Jackson is not in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Or the Football Hall of
That's
Fame.
That's what I'm just double checking.
I don't think. Anyway.
No, he's not.
So.
No. And so you got a commercial to do?
I do. Yeah.
So why don't you go ahead and do it, and then we'll get back to the chewing the fat segment.
All right. I will do it because Americans have had it. They're done supporting companies that rake in hundreds of millions, sometimes billions of dollars, while trashing the people in this country that made their success possible. Until recently, we just had to take it. But companies now, like Patriot Mobile, are building a whole new economy, one that embraces the values that made America the greatest country on earth. Patriot Mobile, you know that they're the only Christian conservative wireless provider. They offer dependable nationwide coverage on all three networks. And this is great now because you can get a coverage guarantee. If you're not happy with the coverage that you have, you can switch to a different network free without changing carriers. So, and you're not supporting a company that goes against all your values. All this, plus the knowledge that you're supporting free speech, sanctity of life, the Second Amendment, and our military and first responders. Their 100% U.S.-based customer service team makes switching easy. Just go to patriotmobile.com/Pat. Go there now, or you could call 878-PATRIOT. You'll get free activation when you use the offer code PAT. patriotmobile.com/Pat or 878-PATRIOT.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
By the way, y'all don't need me to tell you that Cal Hubbard is the only individual in both the baseball and football Hall of Fames. Cal Hubbard, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, why'd you even bring that up? Everybody knows that.
Yeah, I know. That's one of those little things.
Stupid that you would even mention it.
Knowledge.
What year was Cal Hubbard playing?
1930, 1940.
20.
They were just kind of padding them early
1890.
on. It doesn't say, but
he's in the baseball and football halls of fame?
Yeah, Cal Hubbard.
We just went over this. Everybody knows this.
Oh, that's something else.
But
that's really something.
He was inducted in the Pro Football Hall of Fame 63 and baseball 76.
So Jim Thorpe is not in
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see if Google lied.
Huh.
Well, yeah.
I wonder.
Did he? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Because if you're going to start talking about old timers, you got to go Jim Thorpe.
Hello.
Right?
And you have to go
Bronco Nagurski.
Thank you.
Am I right?
I mean, Bronco.
The only person whose upper torso is in both the Football Hall of Fame and the Baseball Hall of Fame.
He has toes in the NBA.
He played home plate with his torso
That
in
was
Major
incredible.
League Baseball.
That's outstanding. So, get back to the national championship. 14.693 million viewers watched the national championship.
Wow.
Which is...
it's a lot.
But it's the worst ever.
Wow.
For the ratings.
Is it really?
Of the national championship games.
Blowout.
Yes.
So almost 15 million. But, it's UConn and San Diego State. Not exactly two
But they were through the roof for the women's.
Were they?
I mean, for women.
Okay, all right.
For women, 9.9 million.
Oh, that is a lot for women.
Yeah, I mean, holy cow! They went through. They had a peak of 12.6 million, most viewed college event ever on ESPN Plus, up 103% year to year.
Wow.
Most viewed NCAA women's basketball game. I mean, it was tremendous.
Actually watched that game.
It was awesome. So did I. It was awesome.
Well, I turned it on because there was severe weather in the area, and it was on Channel 8. It was my go-to, and so that's why I watched it.
Oh, no. I had to watch. I had to watch Caitlin, man.
You got to get to the Jill Biden stuff, though, before we end this.
Yes.
Well, I mean, we're talking about Jill, who had a great idea after she was at the game.
Yeah.
Now, Joe wasn't there, but Jill was, and her posse were there. And she had a great idea.
So congratulations to both teams. So I know we'll have the champions come to the White House. We always do. So, we'll have LSU come. But you know what? I'm going to tell Joe, I think Iowa should come too because they played such a good game. So, right? So winners and losers, that's sportsmanship. That's good sportsmanship.
That did not go over well.
That's typical.
That did not go over well.
What happened 3 hours later, Jeffy?
Typical.
Well, of course they walked it back, but Angel Reese, who was the tournament MVP for LSU, you could make the case that Caitlin should have been, but she wasn't, and she quote tweeted the story saying with 3 laughing emojis, calling it a joke. And she's already said that she's not going.
Yeah.
LSU has said they were going to go, but she and another player aren't going. Biden's spokesperson walked it back quickly, saying, look, she just loved watching the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship game alongside young student athletes and admires how far women have advanced in sports since passing of Title IX. And her comments were intended to applaud the historic game and all women athletes. And she looks forward to celebrating the LSU Tigers on their championship win at the White House.
Her comments were pathetic pandering to the primary season in Iowa, is what that was.
I mean, holy cow. And of course...
So say it with me.
Oh, here we are.
Si se puede. The future is ours. Thank you.
Ugh.
Hey, this is what you get with the most votes ever.
Well,
this is what you get with the most votes ever.
Her voice is really starting to annoy me.
And Caitlin has already said, no way. Well, I'm not going. No way. I mean, Caitlin, holy cow. That girl brought NCAA women's basketball to the forefront. I realize that Reese was the MVP, but not really.
Well,
Sorry
I feel
about it.
feel
some
so
good smack talk in that game.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
I feel so strongly about women's basketball that I don't even have a comment on
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Got a few tweets here. Toothpaste Words tweets, White House gives out participation trophies. Shocker. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, that's absolutely...
That's what Joe Biden was doing.
Pity offer.
That whole thing, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep. Paul Gerstmann, Joe Biden is just unloading all our military equipment to follow up with his agreement with China to disarm before they take over. Don't be a drag tweets. Robert Kennedy's Guide to Destroy a Country almost looks like it was intentional.
Almost.
Mr. Sean's, what does the world look like in 1 year? 1916 and 1939. We never learn. Squatching Duck, I have an announcement. If Madeline's family has money, I am Madeline. Jackhole 12345. Rumor has it right now in Augusta. Already ahead of Masters Week, we have over 250 celebrities in town.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's exciting. How many celebrities did we have in town last night for the nefarious showing?
Let's see. Senator Ted Cruz was there. Congressman Chip Roy. Those are the two that I saw. But a lot of...
But you were there.
Yeah, that nefarious.
Keith Malinak was there.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
What, there was a red carpet event last night?
It was a red carpet event.
What?
For Steve Dace's new movie, Nefarious.
Yep.
It's a very good movie, by the way.
It's by the same people who made God's Not Dead and Unplanned. Both of those are, well, I've never seen God's Not Dead, to be honest, but I've seen Unplanned, and that is awesome. But this is called Nefarious. If you've seen the posters or the trailer, it looks great. Keith says it's great.
Yeah, Glenn Beck is in it. I don't know if you've heard of that guy.
Doesn't
I'll tell you
ring a bell.
Yeah, I don't want to get stuck in the weeds.
And best of all, it's based on a book by the Blaze's own Steve Deace. It's more like a C.S. Lewis book, The Screwtape Letters.
That's a good way to describe it.
A psychiatrist is called into a prison to meet with a convicted killer who's about to be executed. The killer says he's a demon named Nefarious. And the psychiatrist, who doesn't believe in God or demons, has to decide if the man's insane, pretending to be insane, or, is he really a demon?
The actor that plays that inmate, Sean Patrick Flannery, he did such an incredible job with that role that at the end, one of the guys representing the movie said that they filed paperwork to hopefully get him an Academy Award, and he is very deserving.
Wow, good.
It's just really well done. I mean, this movie, it affects you. You're not going to forget this movie. So I would definitely take the time to go and see.
So Nefarious. I don't want you to spoil anything, but the Glenn Beck part, is he acting or is he?
You have to see the movie.
Acting.
See, I'm not Glenn Beck, so therefore I don't give away movies.
Yeah, but it's just a scene. It's just a scene.
Is it?
Well, you can find out.
Is it just a scene?
You can find out on April 14th. That's when it opens. April 14th.
A week from tomorrow.
Find out before that.
Okay.
Are you?
888-900-3393.
Good stuff.
Don't stop talking to your liberal friends if they're willing to listen to you. We got a video here of an actual literal Hollywood liberal.
Yeah, we were just talking about all the
around.
funding we're doing for Ukraine. Does it make sense to you?
It doesn't make sense to me. No. We're at, what, $210 billion so far and counting. Now, that includes all of it. It's military spending. It's humanitarian. It's all the aid we've given them in the last year. But here's what a Hollywood liberal says about it.
The F. I'm starting to question all my beliefs. I've been a liberal, yoga-doing, vegan Hollywood cliche in the inside of Hollywood for 20 years. I've done the music for like 50 massive Hollywood blockbusters. Seriously, IMDb me, Google me. But this seems weird. The whole thing about Sean Penn giving the president of Ukraine an Oscar and then Biden giving Zelensky billions of dollars that surely the American people need to fix schools and homelessness. And then Hunter Biden having that dodgy job in the Ukraine, and then all the mainstream liberal media covering the story up about his laptop. I don't know anything. I need educating in the comments. Is something really weird and going on? Do I need to rethink all of my beliefs?
Yes.
That's my comment.
We can help you out with that.
Yes.
So
now, that's the opening to be able to talk some sense into your liberal friends. Then take advantage of it.
It's just sad that many of them don't have an open mind like that.
Right.
A lot of them don't start to wonder
they don't
about
even,
anything.
they don't start to wonder because they just don't know and they don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. Let's just keep pumping money into Ukraine. What are you, for Putin? Are you for Putin? Is that what it is? You're for Putin, aren't you? Why are you for Putin? Why don't you like
freedom,
Ukraine?
democracy?
Why do you hate democracy? Posse comitatus.
Oh, no, here we go. We already have a bingo.
In Europe. Oh, man. Apparently the biggest infantry battle since World War II is going on right now in Europe. The biggest European infantry battle since World War II is happening in Ukraine right now between Ukraine and Russia.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, it's... 200,000. Again, they had another estimate from British intelligence yesterday that 200,000 casualties have occurred for the Russians. 200,000. That's killed and wounded. So, and apparently there's some issues that the soldiers are ill-prepared. They're drunk.
Ugh.
They don't have great equipment. The equipment backfires on them from time to time.
Are we supposed to? Is it official yet? Is this our new national anthem yet?
It's getting close. It's getting very, very close. Oh man. So will Joe Biden was asked about the OPEC cuts yesterday, and of course he's on it. He's on it like Blue Bonnet. Here's what he said.
Mr. President, on OPEC.
It's not going to be as bad as you think.
Oh, good.
Wow.
Okay, well, then I feel
that makes
fine.
Yeah, that's all good.
As long as you expect $6 a gallon,
it's not going to be that bad.
We're good.
So shut up.
They're already saying it's going to hit $4 a gallon. Again!
Sucks.
Again!
At life. I can't stand this guy.
But it's not $5 a gallon like it was, for a little while under his...
So he brought it down.
Give it a month.
It's still down. He's still bringing it down.
Right, he's still bringing it down. Despite the fact that it's going up to $4 a gallon again, he's bringing it down. Is it $5 a gallon? No. Is it $12 a gallon? No. No, it isn't. So stop your belly aching, okay? Or I'll come back there and give you something to cry about.
No.
I mean...
The worst. The worst.
Absolutely the worst.
Wow.
Meanwhile, a Virginia court vacated permits for an interstate natural gas pipeline championed by Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia.
Uh-oh.
He's not happy with this administration right now because he's been duped by them and lied to by them for the entire time they've been in office. And he just keeps getting lied to.
Welcome to the party, pal.
In a unanimous decision, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fourth Circuit in Richmond tossed the earlier approval of the Mountain Valley Pipeline, the MVP, by West Virginia's Department of Environmental Protection. In its ruling, the panel found fault with the department's certification of the pipeline under the Clean Water Act. In a statement, Manchin called the decision infuriating, describing the pipeline as an essential to American energy security. It is as essential to American energy security amid the ongoing war in Ukraine. This pipeline is more than 90% constructed with 283 miles already laid. And once through the red tape, can bring an additional 2 billion cubic feet per day of natural gas onto the market within months.
But why would you want that for America?
Well, because you're bringing, fossil fuels.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the percentage that pipeline has already done?
90%.
Oh, my word.
90%.
This administration sucks every minute of every day.
The absolute worst. Jeez.
So you think that Manchin's going to run for president? Challenge Biden the way he made it sound the other day on CNN?
I doubt it.
Dana.
I doubt it.
But I will
remember
say,
that?
Yeah, I will say that, Keith, you need to remember that it's not going to be as bad as you think.
So wait, if I think that
is gas $15 a gallon? No. So
I don't know what you're thinking specifically, but it's not going to be as bad as you think.
So if I think that America is going to break apart into anarchy zones, you're saying if it doesn't do that,
it's not as bad as you think.
Cool. Not as bad as you think. Thank you, Joe Biden.
This guy, man.
We're out of words, man.
He's the worst.
This guy.
He's the worst. Worst American president of all time.
Easy.
I'm your nightmare.
Yeah, thank you.
By the way, it happened again. A couple of days ago, Joe Biden made a surprise visit to Philadelphia where he gave us his trademark line that he thinks is so funny, so great.
Which one this time?
Well, we'll find out.
You're about to find out. Here it is.
You have a guess? He's looking up, Jeffy.
Oh, my gosh.
There it is.
Don't jump.
What is that?
I don't understand. I don't understand.
Every time he looks up, don't jump.
I know.
If there's anybody above him, anywhere, in a balcony, on stairs.
Remember his grandkid was up on the balcony. Don't jump. Just joking.
It's Pavlov's dog with this guy. If someone says, oh, look, the moon's out tonight, he would look up and go,
don't jump.
I swear.
So ridiculous. It's asinine.
I don't understand.
I don't either. Do you think it's funny? Do you think it's charming? Is it down home?
Honestly,
what do you think that is?
That's got to be it. It's got to be just him thinking that it's
so weird.
His no joke.
So you're joking about somebody committing suicide. I know. Everywhere you go.
Right.
Don't jump.
How is that funny? How is that good? How is it okay?
Well, he's not joking about them trying to commit suicide. He's telling them not to.
Yeah,
Not a joke. Jump.
Right.
We got competing Joes here. I remember it was 6 months ago that I documented 13. We talked about it on here. Like 13 times he's used that line.
Just that we know
That was just in the last, and so he's done so many more in the last 6 months. I don't know if he's up to 20 or something. I think in his brain he thinks he's said it like 2 or 3 times in his life. But bro, you've said it 24 times in the last several years.
Oh yeah, easily.
Oh, it's bad.
Speaking of asinine, what is Bud Light doing? I mean, this doesn't seem. Does this seem like their audience? Does this seem like your average beer drinker is going to respond to the new face of your Bud Light commercials?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to want to watch more than about 2 seconds of this thing because it goes on and on. But you'll recognize this on-hold music. You ever called a place and been put on hold?
Yeah.
That's the soundtrack for this stupid commercial.
Okay.
The estimated hold time is now less than 96 minutes.
Dylan Mulvaney. The dude pretending to be a girl.
Whoa.
The dude pretending to be a girl. I can't.
She even said that she had no idea about college basketball. Dylan.
Just like your average Bud Light drinker, they don't know anything about sports, right?
I thought March Madness was something we were all going. What was it he said? I forget.
This is the weirdest.
Yeah,
okay, why?
So Bud Light has confirmed that. Yep.
They're 100% for it.
This is our guy.
They backed her up.
That is unreal.
Backed him up.
That is bizarre.
Here are the.
I mean, if you want to do that with your commercials, I don't care. But it just doesn't make any sense.
Here are the.
It does seem to go against your crowd.
Paid,
maybe you need a new crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been paid to also be the spokesperson for Tampax. Are you?
Oh my! Are you kidding me?
Kate Spade, KitchenAid, Plaza Hotel, Stella McCartney, and Crest. Are you for real?
Oh my God!
And I love. Did I send in the tweet of the lady, Kayla, the response to this?
Okay, here's the thing. Major sponsors like that.
Can you celebrate me for
Bud Light? I wouldn't do Bud Light commercials anyway. But the big advertisers, like the Mercedes, Lexus, they won't do talk radio because you're too controversial. Okay, but this guy is totally fine for your product.
Mocking women, splashing around in a bathtub, bathtub with a top on like that. I mean,
and you're not a woman.
Yeah,
Why is that not a cultural appropriation there? Gender appropriation. Why is this okay?
It's an upside down world.
Sure is.
But what was the tweet? Put that back up, please. What does it say? It's from a woman. It says, Bud Light, can you celebrate me for my 18,250 days as a girl? I had 3.5 decades of menstrual cycles, 12 hours of labor pains, and a 5-year battle with ovarian cancer to prove it. Seriously. I mean, this guy is a caricature of women.
Yeah.
And yet he's celebrated. It's insanity. Yeah. This world is...
It's sick and insane. Mm-hmm. It is. It is. And, I mean, Bud Light deserves to fall on their face over this.
And they are.
It's ridiculous.
There's been a lot of backlash.
Something incredible is about to happen in the Nashville area. Our nation is tearing itself apart. We all know that. And we can't go on like this for much longer. We desperately need nationwide spiritual healing in the worst way. From the deep-set ideologies that divide us in dialogue to the real-life moments of violence in which lives are lost. If we face total cultural annihilation, if not worse, right now. One of the things we need most is for men of God to rise to the occasion and become the men God made them to be. That's what inspired Jason Whitlock to organize Fearless Army Roll Call. It's an all-day event in Nashville, Tennessee that will encourage men to put on the full armor of God and take a stand against the evil forces destroying American culture. At this conference, you'll hear speeches from Jason, several special guests, but you're running out of time. Join hundreds of like-minded men in Nashville, April 15th, for this important conference. Tickets are selling out fast, so secure yours today by going to fearlessarmyrollcall.com to reserve your spot today. And hurry, it's your last chance. Tickets are running out.
You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. So transgender men, these are so they made this switch from women to men?
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Yes. So, didn't we talk about this earlier where it's like,
we
hey,
did.
you ever see
that's why transgender men go into men's sports and dominate them, right? Because there's no difference. There's no evidence that men have any physical advantages over women, right?
Correct.
Right.
Okay. We know that.
So the transgender men just competed in the first ever soccer game against actual biological men.
Oh, I bet it was a burner.
Oh, it was so close. Man, it was close.
Soccer typically is pretty close, right?
The actual men won 8-1, which is about 80-0 in soccer. Yeah, I mean, that's that is a blowout of biblical proportions in soccer.
But then on the other hand, we had the Brianna Gill, who won the Australian Women's Classic at the Bonneville Golf Resort in New South Wales.
Okay.
And who is transgender.
Right. Okay. In golf.
In golf.
All right. And there, the loveliness is right there.
So used to be a what became a what?
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Jeffrey.
Stunning.
Male to female.
Male to female.
Male to female. The Women's PGA Tour of Australasia, showing Gill with the trophy, that one right there, viewed over 7 million times before being deleted because they had the comments turned off. And there's like thousands of quote tweets, and there may have been a few comments that weren't nice.
Weren't nice.
Oh, no.
Nice.
How could you not be nice?
I know.
To the infiltration of women's sports.
The internet doing what the internet does.
Disappointing. I'm frankly surprised at people. I'm surprised.
But she's not the first transgender golfer.
She's not.
And I think that's the problem. I think Australasia was trying to promote that as the first transgender golfer because there's a Scottish player, Hailey Davidson, winning on a U.S. mini tour in 2021.
Oh, yeah. I love it. Pat, you're into the U.S. mini tour?
Oh, yeah.
She's the first
golf?
openly transgender person to win a professional golf tournament. And here's the thing that Davidson wants to remind you, especially someone like you, Pat.
Wow.
All right?
Calling you out.
Opposition. Thank you. Thank you. Opposition to transgender women playing in female sports irritates Hailey.
Oh, no. Okay? I hate to hear that.
Because
oh, no. It irritates
most of the opposition.
Her. Him, her, he, her, him.
It's based on societal stereotypes.
Yeah, that's what it's
based on.
Not
actual facts.
Right, that's
and
right.
And real athlete experiences.
And again, that's why you see so many trans men, that is, biological women who identify as men, go into men's sports and dominate. Because it's just a stereotype. And that's why the women can go into, say, the NBA, for instance, and just dominate those men.
Could happen.
It's why they can go into the NFL and just dominate those guys.
Could happen.
It's why they go into men's golf and just dominate them.
Yeah. Could happen.
Men's tennis.
Could
How
happen.
many trans men dominate?
Societal stereotypes.
I'll say that's a thing about fantasy football. We have our drafts, every year, and you're always trying to get the chicks that are now playing in the NFL because they're so good. You're like, I want the number one pick. I want to get the chick.
We just got done having a huge weekend for women's basketball, college women's basketball, and men's college basketball. And I would venture to say, it hasn't. In the championship, there was no trans players. I'm really surprised about it.
I thought of that,
actually.
and I was stunned, and it was
really
sad that I even had that thought.
I know.
And I'm telling you, it's when they're infiltrating swimming, right? Which, let's be honest, doesn't get nearly as many eyeballs as even the women's championship game. When you start getting dudes dominating sports that get eyeballs, then there might be some pushback. But until then, I guess I'm sorry if you're a swimmer or some obscure sport, you don't matter, women. Oh, it's so frustrating.
Well, you matter.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
Okay.
I don't know. There's a clip from Family Guy that kind of sums up where we are right now in society in this particular era. Check this out.
No porn at the bar.
Oh, it's okay. I'm transgender.
Oh, I had no idea. Do whatever you want all the time.
Do whatever you want all the time. You're transgender.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Play that again. Play that again. That's so good.
That is great.
No porn at the bar.
Oh, it's okay. I'm transgender.
Oh, I had no idea. Do whatever you want all the time.
Isn't that where we are?
That's where we're at.
Societal stereotypes.
That's exactly where we are. Yep. Okay. Great. Do we have it? We have another cartoon. Do we have time for this?
No, it's a minute long.
An animated clip.
You've got the there's a children's network that, surprise, is targeting your children online with more madness. It's just never ending. Every day a new assault.
They're coming for our children.
I thought they were kidding.
Sang about it and they pretended like they were kidding.
Oh, but you haters!
But they're really coming for our children.
It seemed like
pretended they were kidding after they got called out for it.
That's right. 888-900-3393. More coming up. Welcome, 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Let me take a minute and tell you about the bank on yourself strategy. Have you ever been given bad advice about your retirement savings?
I have.
Yeah, I'll bet you have. I have too. Were you told to max out your 401k maybe? The Wall Street casino loves for you to roll the dice on your hard-earned savings. But the only thing Wall Street guarantees is that they always get paid. Whether you win or lose, they're the ones who are making money. And you really don't control your retirement money. Try this. Bank on yourself. Guaranteed predictable growth and retirement income. No luck, no skill, or guesswork is required. Your plan doesn't go backward when the markets tumble. Both your principal and growth are locked in. So you get tax-free retirement income, too. You'll know what your tax rate will be in retirement. It'll be 0 under current tax law, which protects you from the coming tax tsunami. So be in control of your retirement. Right now, get a free report with all the details on how the Bank on Yourself strategy adds guarantees, predictability, tax savings, and control your financial plan. Just go to bankonyourself.com/unleashed. That's bankonyourself.com/unleashed. Do it now.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
So we know for sure that Donald Trump pled not guilty, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Why?
I don't know. I just want to be sure that we knew it.
Yeah, we did. We knew that. Why did you bring it up? There must be a point.
There's no point.
There's no point.
There's no point.
Just out of the blue.
I just want to make sure that we know.
Yeah, we did know.
That Donald Trump pled not guilty to all 34 counts.
34 counts, where he could do 136 years in prison. If convicted on all 34 counts, 136 years in prison awaits him.
Going back to that Jonathan Turley thing, to paraphrase,
that's all I want.
He basically said something like, the DA has nothing, and you're effectively, paraphrasing here, multiplying 34 times 0 is 0. So
yeah. I mean, I hope that's true. I hope it's true. I hope justice prevails here because
no kidding.
It's trumped up and obviously political. Get it? Trumped up?
I know. I got it.
Nice.
I was with you.
Get that? Yeah.
I was with you.
All right. This is interesting. Ford Motor Company is dropping AM radio in most of their vehicles next year.
Yeah, the EV terrifying. Vehicles, right? The electric vehicles.
Yes.
Which is what they all claim. That's all we're going to make.
Most of their new vehicles starting next year, raising concerns about public safety communication because the emergency broadcast system, they don't call it that. It's the emergency alert system.
Yeah.
So the EAS now, it's all on. It's almost exclusively on AM radio. So what's going to happen to that?
The AM radios are the motherships, right? I mean, they do send some to the FMs because they're in the same building and stuff. But they're the motherships.
And it eliminates talk radio from your car, basically.
Bingo.
Well, you can,
obviously. It's probably the goal here.
Mm-hmm.
But they're saying they're doing it because there's interference between the electric drivetrain on these electric vehicles and AM reception.
We can't figure that out.
What bull crap that is.
There's no way they can't figure that out.
That's like, okay, turn off your cell phones when we're going to taxi down the runway and fly, because you can't. We'll crash if you have your cell phone on.
Thank goodness everybody does that, too.
I know.
Right?
There's not one person on that plane that goes, I'm going to switch to airplane mode right
my
now.
phone off.
They don't even ask you. They don't even ask you anymore.
They don't even bother
You're
with it.
on your phone as they're walking by. They're like,
It's the
just
dumbest
checking.
thing.
They've
It was
replaced
the whole time it was dumb.
They have replaced is your phone in airplane mode, sir, with is your mask on tightly? You know, I mean, that's
Unfortunately, we don't have to deal with that.
For now.
But the Detroit Free Press reports that beginning next year, Ford will no longer offer AM radio in the majority of its newly released gas and electric-powered vehicles. So what's the deal with the gas-powered vehicle?
Yep.
Why are you, if it's interference between the electric drivetrain and the AM signal, why the gas vehicles?
That's too much.
You know why they're doing
cost
this?
effective. Yeah, because it's cost effective.
Yes. They're getting rid of talk radio.
Yes, they are.
In their cars. That's what's
I
happening.
mean, you still get the talk radio with the apps on your phone. The complaint is from the emergency managers, right? Is that when we have the storms, I don't know if you know this. A lot of times the internet goes down.
No, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So people would still be able to listen to their AM radio in their vehicles,
right?
But because you're not going to be able to get the app to load on your phone if there's no internet or cell service.
Man, this is something else.
I don't like it.
A majority of U.S. AM stations, as well as a number of countries and automakers globally, are modernizing radio by offering internet streaming through mobile apps, obviously. I mean, is there any car now that comes out that doesn't have the, Apple, what is it called? Apple CarPlay or something similar?
Android,
right.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody does. Everybody's got the apps now. And that started a long time ago. But, I mean, you still need AM radio in there. Should have AM, FM, and then the apps. But that apparently is not going to be the case with Ford.
Well, there's interference.
Yeah,
There's
right.
interference. And we can't.
Right.
We can't. There's no way our engineers could ever.
No, you couldn't
figure
fix
out
that. You can't. There's no way to fix it. There's no way.
The interference.
Yeah, you can't. You just can't. It's not possible. So, Sherwood said that commercial vehicles will still offer AM radio despite these changes due to established contract language. Ford's decision is in line with that of other automakers, including Volvo and German firms, which have already abandoned AM radio in their electric vehicles. For many years, Tesla, I didn't know this, hasn't included AM radio in its electric vehicles. Did you know that? Tesla, you don't have
I guess I just
AM radio in Tesla cars?
I guess I just assumed it.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So they're trying to phase it out. Good luck to them. I mean, you couldn't kill AM with FM. You couldn't kill it with CDs. You couldn't kill it with the internet, but now they're going to try to kill it.
Couldn't
They're
kill
just
it
trying to take it away.
with the fairness doctrine.
Yeah, you couldn't. Right. And they've tried many, many times. And yet, it just keeps going. But this might do it. If everybody,
It's not
if
available.
all the automakers
You just forget about it.
Yeah, make it unavailable, what are you going to do?
You just forget about it.
Right. So, congratulations.
So, do you have an actual radio in your home?
I do not. I do
You
not.
know, like an alarm clock that's a AM/FM radio, or
Nope, I don't.
An old battery-powered crank storm radio that we all got during hurricane season.
I do not. Do you?
Wow. Yes.
Yeah, you
I've
do?
got the crank. I've got a couple of crank ones, and I've got an old stand-up battery one that I think still works with batteries. But
I don't have a turntable anymore either.
But for sure, it plugs in and works. Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah.
Joe Biden does. Do you recall during the
turntable?
debates?
Yeah. Do you have Do you have a radio in your house?
I have several.
Oh, you do?
Oh, I'm a geek,
okay,
man.
Well,
Absolutely.
that's good. All right.
Yeah.
Now the question is, do I listen to them?
Yeah, do
Never.
you? Never?
Never.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that radio that I have, I really love it. It's an old style stand-up radio that plugs in and runs on batteries. Not a chance.
How do you get your traffic and weather together every 9 minutes on the threes?
When I'm at my home, I don't need it.
I guess that's true. Right. That's good. All right. But in your car.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You're listening and getting it every.
I listen to AM
4
and
minutes
FM
on the
radio,
5.
yes.
I mean, how else are you going to listen to Flap Jackson in the morning this morning?
Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. All right. Let me take a minute and tell you about Raycon. You talk about, fantastic earbuds. These are they. Let's face it, with coffee starting at $5, even without any customizations, and our bank account somehow always depleting, we're officially entering a dupe session. Most products do the same thing but are priced differently, solely based on the brand name. So a good duplicate or dupe is crucial for getting the highest quality at the best price. One dupe you definitely shouldn't sleep on: Raycon wireless earbuds. You're going to get great quality and incredible sound for about half the price you would pay with the more expensive brand names that brag about how great their things are all the time, with the sticks hanging down their ears and they look so ridiculous. No sticks hanging from your ears with the Ray-Buds. And they've got all kinds of the different gel tips. So no matter what your ear size, your ear hole size, they've got the
I love them.
Gel tip to fit.
They sound awesome. I love them.
And they stay in your ears, which is really critical to me. If they keep falling out like earbuds I used to have did, it's just so frustrating. I just stopped using them. But with Raycon, you're going to love these. They've got 3 customizable sound profiles. They have the earbud tap functions, the noise isolation. So many great features. Go to Buy Raycon, BUY, raycon.com/gray today to get 15% off your Raycon order. That's buyraycon.com/gray to get 15% off. Buy Raycon, BUYRAYCON, buyraycon.com/gray.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Is there a funny April Fool's joke over the weekend from Foreigner? Interesting.
Yes.
Foreigners celebrated April Fool's Day by sharing a spoof on social media claiming that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame held a special meeting to nominate the band for induction. April Fools. See, they didn't really mean it. In an unprecedented move, the entire board of this is what they posted. In an unprecedented move, the entire board of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame met especially to nominate Foreigner. The board recognized that Mick Jones and Foreigner's major contribution to music over the years warranted a very special place in the history of the Hall of Fame. Said manager Phil Carson, needless to say, we're all delighted to learn of this unique privilege. I believe that the entire board realized that Foreigner had as many hits as Fleetwood Mac, just one less than the Eagles.
Wow.
Wow. One less than the Eagles. And more than Journey and many other Hall of Fame alumni. We're greatly looking forward to the induction ceremony.
That's a way to make a point.
April Fools. But that's interesting. Those are interesting facts.
That would have been good to pepper our guest.
Yes,
from
it
the
would
Rock
have.
Hall of Fame.
I didn't realize they were one short of the Eagles.
Oh, we can't play that.
No, we can't.
You can pull that down. We'll get it pulled off in no time. Thank you, though. I like where your head is at.
Nice try, though. It was a good thought.
My favorite April Fool's tweet, I think, well, aside from the Foreigner one, was the one, and I was trying to find it, and I can't find it right now, was where Minnesota had signed a new deal with Kirk Cousins, and they were going to pay him 75% of his contract was to be in Cole's cash. And that actually could happen.
I like that.
That's really funny.
Really funny, yeah.
That's funny. Cole's cash. My wife loves Kohl's
welcome.
for that reason, because they essentially pay you to take the clothes from them. It's amazing. Kohl's Cash. First of all, the stuff is like 80% off.
No,
then
let me ask this: is it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is the one place where that really does seem to happen. I went in there one time, and
oh yeah, I know.
The listed price was like $14,000.
That's a good mind
trick. You can get it for $250.
And they said, "Well, okay, with your discount, your Kohl Cash, that's $12.95."
Yes,
that we owe you.
It's like, okay, I got all these diamonds. I got
I found these 3 blouses for $2 thanks to Cold Cash.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's
The tag says $1,800.
Uh-huh.
So that's where Kirk Cousins is going to get most of his cash.
Yes.
That's great. Is he still playing for the Vikings?
Yeah.
Wow. I completely lost track of Kirk Cousins. He must have had a good year last year, though.
Yeah,
Weren't
they
the
had a good
Vikings
year.
pretty good?
Yeah.
They were pretty good. ChatGPT has apparently saved a dog's life after vets couldn't figure out the diagnosis. A man posted on Twitter that ChatGPT saved his dog's life with a correct diagnosis after vets couldn't figure out what was wrong.
Oh, boy. AI here to stay.
Wow. If this could happen with humans,
and it will.
This thing is going to be pretty popular.
You might have a story that leads you down that road shortly.
Yeah. Twitter user Peak Cooper, who goes by Cooper on the platform, wrote that his dog was diagnosed with a tick-borne disease. Started treatment for it, but his border collie just got worse. Cooper noticed his dog Sassy's gums were very pale and took her back to the vet, which revealed more severe anemia than before, but results came back negative for co-infections associated with a tick-borne disease. So it wasn't that. Sassy's condition kept deteriorating, and the vet had no clue what it was. Meanwhile, Cooper decided to see what ChatGPT could do. Entered the dog's blood work into the program. You can enter the blood work into the program?
What do you do, Jeffy? You just type in
once you have
the
the access, you're just typing in the information. Sure.
Wow.
And then the system is analyzing it and spitting it back out.
Okay, the chatbot started with a disclaimer that it's not a veterinarian.
Of course. Yeah,
but suggested that the blood work and the test results could be due to different underlying conditions and could be suffering from immune-mediated hemolytic anemia.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, Dr. Jeffy.
I was thinking the same thing.
Should have brought it to Jeffy. Jeffy would have told you.
You know why I thought that? Because the last time a dog had
hemolytic anemia,
I had put it down before I diagnosed it.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
really?
I was really sad. Then I found out.
Then you
I found out after it was dead. Oh no!
That's bad timing.
Too soon.
Once at the
too soon.
Yeah.
Once at the second
lived.
vet, Cooper asked if it could be IMHA, and after many tests, the doctor confirmed that ChatGPT-4 was correct.
There you go.
Cooper was able to start Sassy on the proper treatment
and change it.
And now she's almost made a full recovery.
Change the name.
ChatGPT's changed it to House.
Sure.
It's the House doctor, man.
It's almost like what happened. I was having some issues that no doctor could figure out, and my biological grandmother was like, "Tell him to check your gallbladder." And so I went in. They were like, "It's your gallbladder. Your grandmother is."
Like
spot on, yeah.
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. Wow, this
like
is
AI.
before ChatGPT.
Smarter than AI.
Yeah.
Wow. Then we've got this AI that tracks coughs.
Listen to this. This is exactly what you were just alluding to.
And can change the way we diagnose disease. How many times?
Awesome.
How many times a day do you cough? Do you cough more when you're indoors or outside, or more after you eat or at night?
Around Jeffy, whenever he's around.
Chances are your cough memory might not be that accurate, but all of that information about your coughing patterns could be an untapped resource to better understand your health.
Wow.
Coughs may be benign ways to clear a little extra phlegm. That's beautiful. I love to hear about phlegm in the morning, don't you?
It didn't say in the morning. It just said clear an extra little.
Well, this is the morning, though.
But it might. Well, no. Diagnose that, would you, ChatGPT?
Or it could be early signs of more serious conditions like asthma, GERD.
It might be a tumor.
You don't want a GERD.
It's not a tumor.
Or lung cancer. Oh, that's happy, isn't it? That's happy.
Yeah. I'm telling you, though, this ChatGPT is going to end up knowing more about us than Google does now.
I had an infection a couple of weeks ago that I went into the doctor for. And I guess this is common when you have diabetes. I had some urinary tract infection. So I went in, and the doctor says, yeah, it's that. But you want to come back in 2 weeks, because if you still have blood in your urine, it might be bladder cancer. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for that speculation.
So for 2 weeks, you probably didn't sleep a wink.
So I'm still not sleeping a wink.
Updating your will.
She got me all freaked out about bladder
He
cancer.
said it might be.
Time out. Have you gone back?
I have not gone. It's not been 2 weeks yet. It's just about. It's coming up on 2 weeks.
Are things going through your head like, should I update my will? Like, what should I be doing with these 2 weeks?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
My goodness.
So I thought, wow, that's kind of creepy. Just reminded me, because it could potentially be lung cancer.
But with in today's world, you're not necessarily going to die with bladder cancer.
No, but I mean, geez, that's not a
Jeffy. How many times have you gone
It's a little bladder
to the
cancer
doctor with an infection that you couldn't quite put your finger on? How many times have you been in?
Well, most infections I don't want to put my finger on. I'll tell you that.
It's a good safety tip.
Thank you.
Yeah, I try not to put my fingers into infections as much as possible.
Man, well, now I'm stressed for you. When do you go back to this doctor? Have you made this appointment?
I have not.
I'm going to be nagging you now until you come on here.
I don't like going to the doctor.
Fine.
But yeah,
You'll be fine.
I'm going to go back and pee into a cup and see if I still have blood and if I have bladder cancer. Thank you, doctor, for freaking me out about that for the last 14 days. It's fantastic. I mean, how irresponsible is that?
Well,
can I sue that person? I think I might.
No, wait. I think I might. I think you need to sue yourself for not having made the appointment yet to follow up. Because if you end up waiting 4 months, and then they're going to say, man, if we had started treatment 3.5 months ago, we could have saved your life.
Could have saved you. Anyway, back to this coughing thing.
Yeah.
There is apparently power in cough information. And the ubiquity of cell phones and wearables with recording devices mean that apps can increasingly capture and analyze all that data.
Wow.
So then companies like Google Health see even basic information, such as getting an accurate count of the number of times you cough a day, as a useful resource. And then they plug that into the AI, and they can tell you what's wrong with you.
That is a good excuse or a good... That could really push a lot of people to say, yes, record me constantly.
Right.
Oh, that's what you mean. It has to be.
Right.
I mean, seriously.
Has to be documented.
I mean, is there anything Google's not going to have access to? Even how many times we cough a day and what's wrong with us physically?
It's for you. It's for safety.
It's
for your health.
That's right. It's for our health
That's
and safety.
compelling, man. I could see a lot of it.
It is.
And then eventually it'll get to the point where it just... And like it's not already doing it, I'm just recording you as a default. Look, hey, and if you have a problem with it later, you go back and be like, okay, well, I guess we can't find that cancer in your bladder, Mr. Gray.
And how many people are going to be putting all their information into these ChatGPT 4s now and seemingly coming up with what's wrong with them? I mean, after you hear that dog story, I would do it.
Oh yeah, I mean, you're going to get the diagnosis, right? I mean, the AI and
I'm not. It'll say I'm not a doctor, but here's what it could be. Have you checked
it'll
into
say
this?
that for now.
Right.
If you think that
for now,
yeah, and if you think that these possible cough analyzers and ChatGPT are going to have a lot of information. We've got video. I don't know if you want to do it in overtime or maybe tomorrow. Just wait. This guy, we have a video of him detailing what's next for our finances in the government tracking of said finances. We are boxing ourselves in as a society on all fronts. And it's not leading us to a happy place, I
just
fear.
want to go for a drive and listen to AM radio.
Ooh, sorry.
Yeah, you
That's
can't.
all I want.
You can't do it.
I
Sorry.
can. I could just go.
Starting next year, you can't do it. There's not going to be AM radio. So
Hang on, I'm making. Let's see. Since you don't have the AI in full gear yet, Pat, I'm going to go ahead and I wrote you a reminder there for you to deal with after the show.
Make bladder appointment.
There you go.
That's a good safety tip.
Get
Thank
on
you,
that,
Keith.
all right?
Keith, now you are worse than a wife, man. Back off. All right. I'll make the appointment.
I got it.
That's one thing about Keith, though. He's pretty anal about stuff.
Well,
so, yeah. I mean,
can we choose a different
no, we're talking about the
descriptor?
blader. We're talking about the bladder.
Can we do some other phrase there?
And maybe it's because you have anal cancer. I don't know.
Wait a minute. Wait, what are we?
We don't know that, though. I'm not a doctor.
We don't know that. I'm not a doctor. I am just
I wasn't
a human
anticipating
AI.
talk
right now.
about Uranus or my anus or anything today.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.